Alright, so as I promised, I got MG away from the gym. We've been filming some of those Sportoga sets for swimming, biking and running. Some of those free sets, you're going to stay tuned for them. They're coming up and I'll send those back to Azza and he should get them done very, very quickly. But while I got MG here, as I asked you guys on in the VIP wall, there's some questions we can hit him up with, and I'm going to go right away and do it. Michael Gilmore wants to know anything about lower back flexibility. What can you do about lower back flexibility and strength?
Very open question. Lower back, caused mainly by the bike. Bike position, with the advent of the forward position, we're finding now that a lot of the cyclists are driving a lot more with their quadriceps. They've lost the functionality of the glutes, and with the losing that functionality of the glutes, they're putting a lot more stress on their lower back. So to ask me in one question what would solve the problem, I can't give you an answer in the one question phase. It's a series of movements and stretches that you'd have to do. And basically, I think in the MX12, the first series we've done, there's the legs up the wall. I still support that as most probably one of the best to achieve that lower back flexibility and range. But always make sure you chock under that lower back to make sure that your glutes are sitting on some surface. We don't want them to be basically above and free ranging, meaning floating with nothing underneath those glute muscles when you're in that L-sit. So you want that L-sit to sit nicely on the wall, flat on the floor. But to really get down to the tin tacks, I'd have to run you through a whole series of stretches for that lower back area. And I think we've even talked about putting that together and giving you a total lower back workout.
Beautiful. Crystal and Francisco want to know, can you do Sportoga cold, or do they need to do it post-workout? And yeah, you do it before or after workouts. When do you do Sportoga, basically?
Basically, I do it every day. I do it every morning when I rise, and sometimes every evening before I go to bed. But post-workout, pre-workout, it'll work either way. It'll heat the body up, it'll give you functionality in the muscle. But more importantly, it's an early warning system. That's the big thing about this. You can pick up on small niggles that turn into major injuries. And that's one of the big problems with triathletes. Little niggles turn into major problems down the track. So we're all about prevention rather than cure. Once again, we don't want to downgrade the role of the physiotherapist. They do have a role, but by the same token, we don't want you spending massive amounts of money, because it does cost a high amount of money to get physiotherapy treatment. So once again, early mornings, definitely, to open up the body, to get the functionality happening. I can't go past it. It works for me, it's worked for Chris, it's worked for several other athletes that I work with in other sports.
Okay, you're going to like this one because you drill me on the BOSU ball all the time. Derek wants to know more about the BOSU ball. How do you use it? What methods do you recommend for relieving muscle tensions in different areas of the body, such as hips, calves, IT band, etc. on the BOSU?
Derek, how long have I got? That's all I can say to you. The BOSU ball is my pet piece of equipment. I think without doubt there is nothing else on the market that can give you the core control and the functionality that you want out of your body as a triathlete. So I'd really once again have to say to you that I'll put a whole session together with the BOSU ball as the main key ingredient. It's without doubt one of the greatest exercise pieces of equipment put on the market in recent times, and it's something that pretty well all homes should have.
Alright, so Joanne and Clint, Clint has shin splints, he wants to know causes, rehab and prevention, and Joanne seems to have calves. First 5k of any run is excruciating. They feel like they're going to snap off at the Achilles. Then when I warm up, they're fine. Do you know anything they can do with shin splints and calves, that region of the body?
Both of them are describing a very shallow point of compartment syndrome, and this will be coming off their feet. Basically, the feet are a key ingredient. I'd be looking at your footwear that you're taking, but also you've got to make sure that you're toeing off using the ball here of the foot and the big toe. These are the power points of the foot. So if you are too much out on the outer ridge, supination of the foot, you're going to start to experience problems. So make sure you're working off the big toe and especially off the ball of the foot. Very, very critical. But also have a careful look at your shoes. I'm not a big fan of the wedging that shoe companies put into their shoes. I think a neutral sole, like the Under Armour footwear that Chris uses, we run a neutral sole bed and we strengthen the foot to function. I don't like to see, I'm not a fan of orthotics. I do know that they help a lot of people and they do alleviate a lot of stress injuries, but they also cause people to rely on them. Many stories I hear about people with orthotics is that they take the orthotic off or have their feet, bare feet, and they walk around for a while and they end up with very, very sore feet. So I don't preach the orthotic, although I do know that it has helped a number of people. But overall, on a repetitive basis, I like the foot to become functional. So making your foot more functional, it will help shin splints and shin soreness, and also some treatment of the lower leg area with heavy massage will also help that. Also in the calf area, and also down the front of the shin area through this section here. Make sure you work into this section and really work through, and you'll find that you'll be extremely tender in that area. I'll guarantee you'll be very tender. So let's have a look at that for a potential. But once again, I need more time to show you a lot of this stuff in my Sportoga workouts.
This is like Dr. Oz, mate. You're like Dr. Oz. I'm like Oprah, and I'm asking all these questions. Okay, Dr. MG. We have last one. I'm going to do. We did Joanne. I saw. I'm thinking the power plate is that vibrating machine we have. Yeah. And Patrick is asking about the power plate. Do you believe in it? I know you do, because I've been on the bloody thing with you hundreds of times.
Immensely.
And what are some exercises you recommend that you do on it? That squat sequence we do?
Yeah, the basic one, the first one you want to learn to do on the power plate. I don't know if our cameraman can follow me, but I'll show it to you now, if you can. I basically need you to sit up on your power plate. I'll have to turn myself to the back to you guys. I want you to kick laterally out through the heel. I want you to grab hold of the power plate, have a bridge situation at the top which you can hold, and basically you will come down into squat, right down as deep as you can. Alright, coming right down as deep as you can, and when you come up, you will rise and you'll come up on the big toe and the ball of the foot. You'll stabilise, and then you'll come back down again as you work the power plate. Okay, big fan of the power plate, really helps with recovery, speeds recovery up, and definitely allows you to get up for your next section. And you once again, lateral placement of that foot. I really need that foot out. I'll take pigeon-toed over the duck toe and coming up again. And you can see straight away the engaging of the calf muscle that will come in there. Power plates really break down the muscle tissue and stops matting fibre, which in turn increases blood flow, which in turn increases recovery.
Alright, beauty. Alright, that's all our questions, but as I said, we're going to get a spree cast coming up. I wanted to get those to you as I promised. We don't get MG here a lot, so thanks MG. I want to get you on here a hell of a lot more. He's a guru. I've been working with him for 20 years, as I said. You've read about him in my book. I hope you guys, I can't wait till we get the Sportoga set done. We've been in the gym. I've got to work around my training, I've got to get around MG's work. That's coming out soon. It's going to be our next MX12 video, so look for that. Any more questions? Let's get everything ready. Spreecast is coming up. Thanks, guys. Cheers.